Field, we are getting our first look at the number 1 overall pick in the draft tonight in Kyler Murray, and we have heard he is going to play anywhere between 3 and 100 snaps. Where do you lie on that spectrum?
Yeah, I've been setting the over-under at 17 now for weeks, so I'll be disappointed if he doesn't play at least that many. No, I mean, here's what I would say is that regardless of the number of snaps that Kyler Murray plays, there aren't too many things that I'm sitting here saying to myself, like, I'm truly anxious to watch that tonight. I think a lot of the players that we think about at the top of the NFL's hierarchy will not play at all, right? Like, Tom Brady probably won't play a snap for the Patriots. I'd be surprised if he even has a jersey on when the game begins, or a helmet on, I should say, when the game begins. But Kyler Murray, like, there needs to be some work for this player because it's not just him and his first exposure to the NFL. Whole new offense. In a reshaped receiving group, obviously led by Larry Fitzgerald. But I'm looking forward to seeing Kyler Murray. I think there's a chance that he could do things that shifts the way that we think about quarterback play, not just how we evaluate quarterbacks coming out of college, but maybe just how the NFL plays quarterback in general. It's going to be a different offense. It's not revolutionary. I mean, a lot of the stuff that we consider sort of new in the NFL is just recycled. But I'm excited to see what it looks like with Kyler Murray, Cliff Kingsbury, and some of these young pieces in the receiving group, too.
A couple of supposed quarterback competitions. You tell me how real you think they are. First one, Eli Manning and Daniel Jones.
Not real. Not real. I mean, real in the sense that Eli will eventually, I could eventually be benched, will eventually be benched this season because I don't believe the Giants are going to be competitive enough to stay in the playoff race. Yes, but in terms of, like, absent an Eli Manning injury, Daniel Jones is not starting week 1.
Because unless you're a scout, unless you were a college coach in that conference, and unless you were a draftnik, most people have not seen Daniel Jones play.
Right.
Let's just be honest about that. We haven't seen, except for a few clips, Daniel Jones actually playing the position of quarterback. What should people expect tonight?
Some inconsistencies. It's going to be you're going to have to take the good with the bad, and that by the way is something that should be baked into like every rookie quarterback evaluation. Like last week we saw Drew Lock play for the first time, and he misses Noah Fant, their first round pick, by a couple of yards on a throw down the sideline. Like there were some moments that were very rookie-esque. But I think for Daniel Jones, guys, like what you need to be expecting whether it's tonight or whenever he plays on the field is the comparison to Josh Allen is a little bit too lazy because, two quarterbacks that some people thought were a bit overdrafted back-to-back years. But in some ways, it's appropriate. The numbers statistically tell you in college that neither one of them was razor-sharp with accuracy in the same way that Baker Mayfield was, in the same way that Kyler Murray was. Now, it's different types of throws, too. Not just different types of throws, but different types of athletes. But in a similar way to what we saw from Josh Allen as a rookie, and it should be better, it should be much better this year in Buffalo, by the way, is that it's not like Daniel Jones, when he gets this job, is going to be throwing to a bunch of all-pro wide receivers. It's a reshaped and an okay offensive line. I don't think it's dominant. The running game is obviously excellent with Saquon, but the wide receivers, it's been a running joke all off season. Right? It's Golden Tate, who's going to miss the first 4 games, Sterling Shepard, and Evan Ingram's a very nice young tight end, but it's still going to be a year of growing pains for whatever point Daniel Jones takes over. But he's got really good functional mobility. He's got some decent natural leadership, and he's got an arm that has some of the requisite traits to lead an offense in time.